Yes, guys, what is going on, everybody? Today is Wednesday, the 21st of February, and you are watching mufcMPB, of course, over on YouTube. My name is Brooks, and I'm back for my second video of the week, I guess, and I'll be filling you in with as much of the latest Manchester United news and transfer news as I can, I guess, since Eales' video yesterday, which was very, very good. So if you haven't watch that, make sure you do go and check that out. But I do kind of just want to get straight into it, and I do have something on the screen here now. Sport Bild, which is a publication, which is a German publication, have reported that Manchester United are very interested in signing Bayer Leverkusen midfielder Ezequiel Palacios this summer. I'm not sure if that is the correct pronunciation of his first name. I'm not used to there being an X as the second letter, but I'm just going to go with Ezequiel Palacios. That's what I believe his name is. Now, you might be wondering, I don't really know much about Palacios. I've never actually seen him play. What position is he? Who would he be replacing, or who would he be challenging? But let's just get on to that right away. Manchester United received a proposal from Saudi Arabia for Casemiro last summer for an amount very similar to the one they paid for him, around 70 million euros. Casemiro is thinking about retirement in Saudi as they remain interested this summer. You see, me personally, I'm a big fan of Casemiro. I've been a very big fan of Casemiro ever since he went on loan to Porto, I believe, which was 2013. I want to say it was 2013. I'm not 100% sure, but I remember he was Real Madrid signed him from Sao Paulo. The only reason I know that is because I used to follow Real Madrid quite a lot, not because I was interested in them. It was really because they had a channel on Sky, so I'd always, I'd watch their highlights, watch their clips, watch the goals. So I always just had a general interest. I was always relatively up to date with their ins and outs in terms of transfers. And Casemiro, when they did sign him from Sao Paulo and lined him up and loaned him out to Porto, signed him on career mode. I was like, this guy looks all right. And then obviously I just followed his progression, and I watched him at Real Madrid. And of course, he's playing for Manchester United now. I've always been an admirer of Casemiro. And because of that, I've watched a lot of him. And because of that, I'm here to tell you now that the guy isn't dropping off. I see a lot of people and a lot of tweets, and I hear a lot of people saying, yeah, Casemiro's washed. His legs are gone. That's why he's getting yellow cards and this and that. He's falling off. We need to get rid of him now. Blah, de, blah, de, blah. I am in the part. I'm in the I guess the group of people that are saying Casemiro should stay. I want Casemiro to stay at Manchester United. However, if in this summer's transfer window we're able to get a fee kind of close to what we did pay for him, I would let him go, because yeah, he's getting on a little bit in terms of his age, and he's not going to be playing at his peak for very much longer. And this summer might be one of the last opportunities to get a significant fee for him, hopefully around 60 to 70 million euros. And Saudi Arabia, they have this whole thing going on at the moment. Hopefully it's not just like a little phase where, we're going to try and become one of the biggest leagues in the world, sign all of these players, and then eventually fall off like China. Hopefully there is some sort of sustainability, because if there is, I think there's more of a chance that they will go back in for Casemiro with the type of money that they were going to offer last summer. And if that is the case, I definitely get rid of him, because as I just reported at the beginning of this, or as I just relayed at the beginning of this video, Ezequiel Palacios is of interest to Manchester United. They play in the same position. I think Ezequiel Palacios is an integral member of this Bayer Leverkusen side. I can't profess to know everything about him. I can only go off what I've seen, which hasn't been the most amount. I have some of his stats on my screen right here, which you might be able to see right there. But I will just show you some of these. So this season in the Bundesliga, he's played 17 games. He's received 5 yellow cards. He's scored 3 goals and created 2 assists, which means that is a goal contribution every 3.4 games. I think exactly 3.5 games effectively in the Bundesliga. He contributes to a goal. In the Europa League, he's got 2 appearances and nothing else. And in the DFB Pokal, which I believe is the German FA Cup. Is it the German FA Cup? I can't remember what their relation to our cup competitions are, But in 3 appearances this season, he's got 2 goals and picked up 1 yellow card. Now, for a defensive midfielder who can also play centre mid, it can play attacking midfield, but it's not something you'd really, see him deployed as an attack. You would never really see PALACIOS deployed as an attacking midfielder, but he can play there. I think that return is good. I think he brings a lot of steel to the team. I think he's someone that can come in and not do exactly what Casemiro does. Now, I think he could come in and learn about what Casemiro did and kind of replicate his game. And in the end, maybe in a year, 2 to 3 years, he can be someone that's as good as, or if not better than Casemiro, because he's not young. However, he's not old. He hasn't reached his peak yet. Maybe. He's 25 years old. So I'd say he probably has about 7 to 9 years in that central / DM position of playing at the very, very top. Now, of course, he has been playing at the top this season under Xabi Alonso at Leverkusen. They are 8 points clear, I believe, of Bayern Munich in second, and I also think they're odds-on favourite to win the league. So, like, we'd be getting someone who's, listen, usually when someone says, oh yeah, he's used to winning, he's experienced, he's been in the title races, you wouldn't really associate that with someone who has never won a title or isn't isn't playing for Munich in the Bundesliga. But he has this season's experience. This season for Bayer Leverkusen has been somewhat of a, I would say, a blitz. They've absolutely blitzed. They haven't lost this season. They just haven't lost a game this season in any competition. They're still unbeaten, and we're midway through February, which I think, even if they lose their next game, I think is a massive, massive achievement. And he's been an integral part of that. He's played 73%. I mean, he started 73% of Leverkusen's games this season. So that kind of does just show the importance which Xabi Alonso does bestow upon him. And I think if we were able to get this over the line for a deal around 40 million euros, I think it would be an astute signing, because if that happens, you could, ideally you could sell Casemiro this summer to Saudi Arabia, recoup a lot of the money that we did pay for him when we signed him from Real Madrid, and you can sign an ideal replacement in PALACIOS for cheaper. You could save money. In fact, you could get a younger player who probably has a relatively similar potential ceiling for less money. And I think it's a deal definitely worth doing. And I think it's a deal worth doing now because, look, Xabi Alonso almost definitely going to leave Bayer Leverkusen at the end of the season. And these players aren't silly. They're not naive. They understand that one of the main factors in their success this season is because of what Xabi Alonso has brought to the team. His, I know he's not experienced in management as experienced as someone like Pep. He is very, very new. I think this is his first big job in terms of his first top flight, top 5 top flight job. I think this is his first, and he's absolutely blown everybody away. These players will know that when he does leave at the end of the season, almost anybody else who comes in might not be able to replicate what Xabi Alonso does. So it might be an ideal time for them to, we win the league. If they win the league, end on a high. Yeah, we've delivered the league to Leverkusen. Now I can go and look at a bigger team who probably has bigger aspirations or is very close to doing something even better. And I think Manchester United would be the perfect fit for that. Football players won't just know what's going on at their own club, but all the coverage around Manchester United, over the takeovers, over the new appointments in the coaching role, in the staffing roles, in the board members' positions, football players will know about this and they will understand, wow, Manchester United, they're about to do something crazy. I wouldn't mind going there. We might win the league next year. We might win the league in 2 years. We might progress in the Champions League. We might actually do something because there's a proper structure there now. And I think, agents will be telling them this. Yeah, listen, PALACIOS or Ezekiel, you can go to Manchester United and you can be an absolute hero there. Look at what they've got in the midfield now. They've got a very good midfielder that you could build a very good relationship with. They've got Bruno Fernandes, very, very good player. They've got Højlund up front. Look, this team is doing something. They're going somewhere. It might be a good time for you to move. And I think those are the conversations that his agent might be having with him, if the interest is genuine. And I think it is. We've been linked to him before, and I believed we were linked to him last summer, but unfortunately, of course, there were a lot of different cogs moving around, a lot of chess pieces still trying to win the match of who's going to take over, where's this funding going to come from, all of this and that. But that's been sorted now. So I think, yes, I am a fan of Ezequiel Palacios from what I've seen of him. From the games I've watched, he's definitely passed the eye test. And he is good in his position. He's productive, he's effective, and he does contribute going forward as well. And that's something which you can't really knock. You can't really say, oh yeah, but that's not important, because it is important. Goals are important. Goals win you games. And if your expert defensive midfielder or expert centre midfielder is able to contribute higher up the pitch, then you'd be a fool to look past that. And I think we would be foolish to look past that. That's not to say that Palacios should be the only player that we sign this season, but it's definitely someone that we should add to the team. He might be pushing for a starting place. He might be back up on the bench, but squad depth is important regardless. And squad depth is something that we are kind of lacking right now. As you might have heard, breaking news today, Manchester United fear Luke Shaw could miss the rest of the season through injury. See, oh my God, I accidentally just clipped my nose with my thumb. That kind of hurt. Look, I'm a fan of Luke Shaw. But I hate to say it. Listen, he's missed over 200 games for Manchester United through injury since 2014, which is when he signed. 10 years, 20 games a season on average he's missing through injury. Manchester United might play around 50 to 55 games a season on average. And if you're missing on average 20 games a season, you're just not available. And I think as good as he is, and as good as I think he is one of the better left backs in Europe when he is injury free and he does have that, a run of games. And I know it's so cliche saying, oh, on his day or when he's fit, but you just have to look at him, watch him play, watch what he adds to Manchester United when he is on the pitch, his comfort on the ball, his ability to really just take the ball under any situation. His first touch, by the way, is very, very underrated. And his ability to get back and get forward and get back is underrated as well. He does get the jibes, he gets the jokes to overweight. Look, listen, but even in that picture, here, he's got a six pack. He's not fat. He's not doing any of that. He's just a big guy. And I think because of the way he looks, I think that's why a lot of people don't take him as seriously as they should, or they underrate him a lot. But yeah, it is looking very likely that we won't see any of him until the rest of the season, which does mean that until Aaron Wan-Bissaka comes back from injury, it's looking like we're going to be playing either Victor Lindelof at left back. You could see Dalot go to left back and Kambuala go to right back. You could see Lindelof go to right back and Dalot go to left back. Or you could see Harry Amas play. Now, this is someone which we spoke about a couple of weeks ago, or maybe last week, because there were rumours that he'd be playing against Luton. As Luke Shaw, it wasn't made known to us that he'd be available for the Luton game. And surprise, surprise, it was the Luton game in which he picked up this injury, and it's probably going to rule him out for the rest of the season. But we do have a couple of options. Of course, Wan-Bissaka's still out, but he should be back relatively soon. And as soon as he does come back, obviously he'll be playing right back, and it will probably see Dalot at left back. But Luke Shaw is going to be a big, big miss for the rest of the season, and it's not something I'm happy about, to be honest. I'm actually quite upset because, look, we got one game a week. We're still in the FA Cup and we're not that far off top four. So any more injuries that we do pick up will hamper our attempts to get Champions League for next season. And Luke Shaw is one of the most important players that we do have in the team at the moment. So that is going to be a very, very big miss. But back onto some positive news. If you do think this is positive, I don't know if this is positive. Hands on heart, I don't watch Juventus play. Don't know anything about Brehm. I know that he played for Torino, and this is his second season in Turin, I believe. And he is a very good defender from what I've heard. From the couple of games that I've seen him play, he does look quite solid. He's got feet, and when I say he's got feet, I mean he can get across the ground, which is something that is definitely going to need to be added to the team, because Maguire's not very agile, he's not very quick across the ground. Lindelof, here and there. Rafael Varane, yes, but again, availability is somebody's best quality, and unfortunately for us, he is very, very injury prone. Martinez is good. He's not the fastest across the ground, but he's definitely not slow. Bringing in someone like Brehm, who could potentially play right centre back, very good on the ball. quite an aggressive centre-back, someone who's very robust and very strong. I wouldn't mind seeing him added to the team. However, this wouldn't be my first choice. Manchester United are closely following Juventus centre-back Brehm. I believe that is the correct pronunciation of his name. Yeah, someone who I wouldn't mind added to the squad, but Todibo, I always forget what way around the D and B go. He would be my first choice, to be perfectly honest with you guys. But I wouldn't mind seeing Brehm. He's someone else who we've been linked with. But I do just want to get you guys' opinion on something. Obviously, you can't comment live because this is a pre-recorded show. But let me know in the comment section down below what you think about Sir Jim Ratcliffe's comments on Erik ten Hag. Because I don't know if I can show the video, because I don't know what that does to any sort of like copyright claims or anything like that. But if you do want the video, I'm going to retweet it on my page, and obviously mufcMPB has tweeted about it as well, has tweeted the video from BBC Sports, so make sure you do go and check that out if you do want to know exactly what I'm talking about. But basically, Ratcliffe has done an interview, and there's been a lot of clips and quotes being posted on Twitter from all of these aggregator accounts today. And of course, he was asked a few direct questions. He was asked about a couple of things, in particular about Mason Greenwood and about Erik ten Hag. But what he said about Erik ten Hag, I believe, is quite positive. I'm going to paraphrase and summarise what he said. Basically, he said the environment at Manchester United for the past, since Sir Alex Ferguson and Gill left, hasn't been good. And there hasn't been one really successful manager. Yes, of course, we've won a couple of trophies here and there. Van Gaal won the FA Cup, Mourinho won the League Cup and the Europa League, and of course Erik ten Hag last season won the Carabao Cup. But for Manchester United in 10 years or 11 years, that just isn't good enough. And Sir Jim Ratcliffe was asked loosely about, I would say the reporter or the interviewer was trying to get Sir Jim Ratcliffe to name drop Erik ten Hag, effectively asking about his future. But his response was good. I think it was semi-political, but I also think it was the correct response. And I think it was a good response from someone who's coming in to take over the football side of Manchester United. He understands what we understand. Manchester United as a whole hasn't been a smooth operation over the last 10 or 11 years. And the environment which managers are coming into, which players are coming into, which other board members and staff members are coming into just hasn't been very good. And nothing can be produced. You can't grow a tomato in snowy soil, because that's not the right environment for the tomato to grow. You can't run a football club when you've got people in charge who don't actually really know what's going on or how to solve certain situations. Yeah, they might know what's going on, but what can they do about it with their limited knowledge? Now we're getting people in who are experts in their field, who are the best in class, who understand this is happening, I know how to fix it, or I know who to delegate this to so they can fix it. We're getting this type of stuff in. And when you've got that sort of support system around the manager, around Erik ten Hag, it allows Erik ten Hag to take his mind off all of the other stuff which he might have had to been focusing on because we had incompetence above him. Now he can just focus on his job because we have very, very competent board members. We have a very competent CEO. We have a very competent sporting director, and we're getting Dan Ashworth as well. And we're getting all these people in who can make Erik ten Hag's job a lot easier, which in turn can make the players' job easier. It can make their job easier. It can relieve stress. When there's less stress, you can do more. You're more productive. You do better things. You come up with better ideas, better solutions. And I think Sir Jim Ratcliffe was alluding to the fact that he's probably going to keep Erik ten Hag. I think a lot of people are excited or nervous because they think, oh yeah, we haven't done so well, so Ratcliffe's going to come in and just say, away with ten Hag. But no, he's come in and said, all of these problems need to be fixed. The manager really and truly is the last problem that needs to be fixed. If we fix everything else, yeah, and the manager still isn't performing, then we can take a look at maybe Erik ten Hag might not be the best fit for this job. And if that does happen, then we do have some more breaking news. Thomas Tuchel wants to return to the Premier League. Manchester United is the club he always was interested in. After he parts ways with Bayern Munich in the summer, he will take on a new challenge. Me personally, I'm a fan of Thomas Tuchel. However, I would stick with Ten Hag. I'm firmly in the Ten Hag in camp. And I do believe as I was saying yesterday, or repeating what Roy Keane said about Dan Ashworth, where is Tuchel's longevity anywhere he's been? Dortmund a couple of seasons, PSG not for very long, Chelsea not for very long, and of course Bayern Munich not for very long. I know he won the Champions League at Chelsea. Yes, congratulations, he's done a very good job there. But for me, yeah, winning the Champions League would be great. But if we're going to win the Champions League and just replace the manager 6 months later and effectively start again, I'd rather stick with Ten Hag, who I believe is the manager who could be here for 5, 6, 7, 8 years and just build on something. I almost want... And you can call me naive for this, or you can tell me to stop living in the past, but I almost want a manager to come in and be here for 10 years. And why wouldn't I want that? Why wouldn't I want some sort of stability and structure at my club? Because that's what we know. That's what we grew up on. That's where our success came from. A manager being able to stay there, knowing that, I might not do well this season, but I know I'm going to be there next season. When Sir Alex Ferguson first came in, he didn't win the Prem straight away. It took him years, but the club knew that he was building something because the infrastructure was there and he was building the foundations. And that's what Ten Hag is doing now. He's rebuilding foundations, not identical to Sir Alex, of course, but in his own way, similar to, I would imagine, what he had at Ajax, where he was able to be in this atmosphere where it was just win, everything. Like, they won everything apart from the Champions League. And I think that's something that Manchester United desperately needs. Yeah, we need to stop living in the past, but why would you fix what's not broken? And by that I mean, why would you go from a club that had a manager there for so long, and you could see the benefits of having a manager there for so long? Yes, I know it was Sir Alex Ferguson, he is one of a kind, but why would you go from that to just sacking a manager every time we might not do so well? You don't give them a chance. You don't give them a chance to build on anything. It's just deal with what the previous manager had. Yeah, we're going to give you a couple players, but if you don't do well, you're going to be gone. It can't be like that anymore. And I don't think that's the direction we're heading. And that's something I'm very excited about. I really do want to show you this video on what Sir Jim Ratcliffe said about Erik Ten Hag in his future, but I can't because I really don't know if I can on this video. So make sure you do go over to Twitter and check mufcMPB. Give him a follow. I've retweeted the video as well, so it will be on my page. All of our links will be in the description down below. That's me, mufcMPB, Anil Kandola, who is one of the other presenters, and Aaron as well, who is another presenter, and I believe his video will be out tomorrow. Yes, we are coming to the end of this video, so make sure you do leave a like, subscribe, share this video with everybody. You know, why wouldn't you? Why would you not help out this lovely channel, help build a community, and keep up to date with everything Manchester United? Sorry, I really need to take a drink of water. However, this is the end of the video. I will be back on Friday. Aaron will be here tomorrow with a video for you guys, so I hope you guys do enjoy that. Anyway, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, follow us all on Twitter, or X as it is called now, and I will see you guys on Friday. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.